That's good. So, happy anniversary, honey.
Happy anniversary.
18 years.
18 years ago.
And you said something like that, like totally blew my mind. So, we're in our restaurant right now. We're in Aroma Thyme. It's in the background here, right?
Yep.
It's kind of weird. There you go. It's in the background here. There we go. There. So, yeah, here we are. So, 18 years ago, tonight, we were sitting at this very bar.
Probably right about now.
Right about now, at this very bar, having a drink the night before our wedding.
Right after our rehearsal dinner.
Right. We didn't own it at the
We
time.
didn't own it.
It was just a bar. It was called Trapper
We
Sam's.
came here with our friends.
Friends and some family.
And family.
And we sat right out here.
But it didn't look like this at all.
No, it did. The bar was here.
No, it was not Trapper Sam's 18 years ago. It was the playground.
Was
And
it still the playground?
yes, because I remember saying, wow, there's a pool table in the back, and there was a bar in the middle.
That's right. It was still
It was
the
still
playground.
So it looked nothing like this.
Looked nothing like this. Interesting.
Because that was the last time I was in here until we owned the restaurant.
But then I was in here another time for some big thing, some event that we were back in town for, that it was Trapper Sam's.
It was Trapper. Actually, I lied because we came in for a drink with friends when we came back into town at one point.
Did we? Okay.
Yes. And
So
we sat up in the top over there.
So we were here when it was 18 years ago tonight. We were here, it was 3 owners ago, or 2 owners ago, we would be the third. 2 owners ago, it was called the Playground. And the bar was in the middle here. It was a horseshoe-shaped bar. And the playground was around for many years. I remember as a kid coming in here to play foosball after school.
Yes.
Foosball tables were up front by those arched windows up there. The foosball tables were up there. I don't know if the windows were here at the time.
I don't remember.
It was a pretty dark bar inside here. I don't think the windows were in right above us that we're looking at right up there.
No.
So 18 years.
18 years we've been together.
Yeah.
I mean, 18 years we were married.
Married.
26
6
in
years.
October.
26 in
Together.
October, yeah.
It's a long time.
So we're going away for a day tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it.
So I think everybody who I've spoken to about our anniversary, and they find out that I was 17 and you were 15, and we got married 18 years ago, they're totally in shock, and they're like, wow. They're like, how do you do it? How do you do it? What are your secrets? How do you do it? And then I had some people ask me, well, what are you getting, Jamie, for your 18th anniversary? Like what kind of big surprises or big presents? And I explained to them that we really don't do presents. We're not about that. And then I further explained to somebody today that even for like Christmas and our kids and everything, we've never been into the massive presents. It's about us getting what we want all year and not going out of our way. It's like, okay, it's a birthday, it's an anniversary, it's special, but to spend $1,000 on a gift or $500 on a gift or $100 on a gift.
I don't need anything.
Especially at Christmas.
Go buy something for myself.
Yeah, it's like we really don't need to do that. It doesn't need to be, I like things and I'll go buy things when I need them throughout the year based upon justifying saying, hey, I need this, I like this, I want this, this would be nice. So we're not into the gifts. And that shocks a lot of people. And I explained today about the kids and Christmas, how every Christmas day we get up, we come down here, and we feed the needy. We prepare meals. We have a soup kitchen. We don't have lavish presents under our Christmas tree. When our kids were little, like 3, 4,
yeah, but we
5.
put things under there that we would normally buy them,
Right,
like boots for the winter,
boots and socks,
pajamas and socks and underwear,
right? And they
a couple of games.
They always loved that. But I remember going to people's houses years before we were open here, and they would go broke at Christmas. They would go broke at Christmas and try to pay off all these credit cards all year long. And literally, I mean, I remember in the late 90s, going to people's houses, they were buying these expensive camcorders. Your kid's in 4th grade. What do they need a camcorder for? Now things have changed because we have everything on our iPhone, right? So we got the camcorder, we got everything on the iPhones. And back then, people would just load. It was ridiculous. And I feel very good about the way we were raising our kids, not to be materialistic like that. I mean, our kids want things and ask for
Of
things,
course they do.
but they don't get up Christmas Day. They don't expect massive gifts on their birthday. That's just not what we're about.
No.
It's about appreciating the simple things in life. Like for me, honestly, my ideal day with you tomorrow would be a nice bike ride.
We did two.
We did.
Weekend,
We
so
just did 2 big bike
that's-
rides. But honestly, if
No.
you and I rode 40 miles tomorrow and had lunch somewhere and spent the day together, for me, that's enough. That's something. We're actually going to New York City. We're getting a hotel. We're meeting some friends and we're going out for dinner and a couple of drinks. But it's not like we're going like some lavish place or anything. And you went on hotels tonight. We got a decent hotel room at a good price. And when we usually go to the city, we don't even stay in a hotel room. We usually stay at a friend's house. So that's our anniversary, like, and our gift giving philosophy summed up. How about successes in our marriage? Anything to add there? I know we can probably write a book, and there's a lot of things on how to have a successful marriage.
Successful marriage. I think that it's work.
Work. It's definitely work. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to overreact or react to things. Even though we all react to things and we all get caught up in things, but I'm like, I don't want to live a life where we're reacting to you did this and I did that and that's wrong. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to screw up. I'm going to do things. I'm not going to fold the laundry like you would fold it.
It's just nice that you fold it.
It's nice that I fold it, right? And you're not going to do the dishes like I do the dishes.
Right.
But it's just nice not having dirty dishes in the sink. So a lot of people get caught up with the minutia of a relationship. Like, you did that wrong, and I wouldn't have done it like that. I don't know why you do things like that. And I look at you and I'm like, I wouldn't do that with the kids. I think they need to be punished or this or that. And only unless it's something like that I really, really want to stress a point on, then I'll step in and say, hey, I think we should do this differently. I think you should do that differently. I don't agree with that. And now, for us, we own a restaurant together. So we're each other's bosses, business partners. So we always have to report to each other and say, hey, I'm going to spend $300 on this, or I need to get this, or I think we should send this email out this week, and I think we should handle this. So for us, it's another whole layer of dealing with our relationship and dealing with our business because we're business partners. A lot of couples aren't exposed to each other every single day, all day long,
right,
like we are in business. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't trade it for a thing. I love coming upstairs, sitting in my office, and knowing that you're right there.
I would agree with that.
I absolutely love that. And most couples say to us, I don't know how you do it.
Together?
How can you work together? And I look at a lot of couples.
I can't imagine not doing it.
I look at a lot of couples, and I honestly think that they just hate each other. They just
do.
downright hate each other. All you hear them is bitch and bitch and bitch about their spouses. That's all they do. He's an asshole. She's this. She's a bitch. This and he did this. You can't believe he did that. And we have a lot of really good friends that we're just like, you just like look at them like go at each other. Don't get me wrong. We've had many times where we've gone at each other before. But I think every time we've had an argument or a blowout, that we've learned from it. We've learned from it. And we always say we're never going to go down that road again. We're never going to make that mistake again. We really learned our lesson, and this is how I think we can handle it next time. So I think that's another aspect of our relationship is that we can learn from our screws. But I can't stand the reaction. The reaction to this, the reaction to that. And you see couples and he did this, and that's what that means. And honestly, when somebody does something, it has nothing to do with the other person.
Right.
But it's the way we internalize. It's the way we internalize things, and the way that society says, "Oh, you're supposed to feel that way." And I remember for the longest time, because honestly, we did not have a great relationship for years. We were getting a divorce when our son was born. The counselor said, "There's no help for you guys, and you guys are getting divorced," and we really had no support to really help us back together because family wasn't really supporting that. This was years ago. This was 14 years ago. Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
You don't know. I think the reaction part. It's people attach these meanings based upon what society says you have to feel. And here's where I was going with this. Years and years ago, you would say, well, this couple, and I was like, well, but this couple fights and that couple fights, and I kept looking and said, just because that couple fights doesn't mean we have to fight. And I don't think you quite understood that for the longest time.
No, but now it makes sense.
Right? Just because the average American family is screwed up or does this or does that or argues about this, doesn't mean we have to. And some couples I see out there that just never argue. Just everything's fine. Everything just
but
right?
it's really not fine.
It's very, very, very rare that there's couples that are like that. And it's just because the one person is just so easygoing. I like to consider myself easygoing. I guess what really gets me sometimes when we get into a fight, what triggers me is because you can do things that don't bother me, but when you react to me doing something, that's what gets me. And you know that.
Yeah.
You know that. Because you'll get mad at me. I'm like, why are you getting mad at me? It's just not worth it to get mad at me for this. It's just not worth it for this. And of course, that doesn't happen often, but when it does, that's what gets me frustrated. It's like, why just fight about it?
I agree.
You agree?
I'm not going to say the list of things.
What list of things?
That you could do better.
I know I can do things better.
We can all do
That's the thing. I know I'm not perfect. You know you're not perfect. There's no way I'm perfect. And I'm the first one to apologize when I screw up. There's no...
Sometimes.
I apologize a lot.
You used to say all the time that you were perfect.
It was a joke.
Yeah, but you really meant it.
It was always a joke. You say that, well, I thought I was wrong once.
You say it all the time.
Because it's a joke and it's funny.
I know it's a joke.
But I don't live like that. You know that.
No, but I apologize if I'm wrong too.
And I do. I always apologize.
Always?
I always apologize. You sent me a cool thing the other day from Instagram that somebody posted. It was, well, I don't want to say it was a statue. It was like stick figures of two people's back turned to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They were sitting kind of crunched over, and their backs were to each other because they were pissed off at each other.
And then the outline was...
The inside of that.
No, it was the outside was a big, and the inside was them hunched over, right?
The outside where they were hunched over. It was the outside they were hunched over, but inside that silhouette was these two kids trying to grab at each other.
Oh, yeah, the two kids.
And it was like the inner kids want to play, but the outer adults are being stubborn right now. Right. So the inner child of you wants to connect, but the outer
and nobody
adult,
wants to give in. Right?
Nobody wants to give in, right?
Nobody wants to
And I got to tell you, there's
in.
many nights that I don't want to give in.
Oh, there's many nights. I know that.
There's many nights I don't want to give in.
I always give in.
I give in sometimes. I give in sometimes.
You're better now.
I'm much better, I think. I hope.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
That's what I tell you. Just because I'm mad or upset doesn't mean that you have to hold that grudge for days.
And you see some couples that do.
They do.
Some couples hold it for days. And even family members that we know, it's just like, whoa, that happened last week and you're still not talking?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking to that asshole.
I can barely talk to you for 5 minutes even if we argue.
Yeah.
I always try to make up with you right away.
You do. Aggressively sometimes.
You don't complain that much.
Any other secrets that we can share?
No, just be happy.
Relax. Relax. Don't get uptight. Don't live by all the rules. Don't live by society rules. Don't live what society thinks about you. People like to put labels on people and this and that. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy and forget about everybody else. That's the bottom line. So, I mean, honestly, love is freedom. Love is, you know what, talking about the bicycling ride that we did today, the cycle, last 2 days. I ride behind you a lot because I feel that I should be the person behind you because the cars are coming whizzing past us sometimes. And if a car were to swerve over, I feel they should hit me instead of you. So I feel like I'm in the back and I'm protecting you. And I have that red blinking light.
Right.
So I feel that I'm the one that should be back there doing that and protecting you. But as I ride behind you, I'm very appreciative for the fact that we're out there together. Yeah. That we're out together where we have a lot of the same interests, which is good in a good way. And it could be bad. but we share a lot of things. So I couldn't, like today when we were on our bike ride, I couldn't imagine being like married to a meat eater, to a smoker, to a non-drinker. We like our wine, and we like to have a cocktail here and there or a drink here and there. We own a bar, we own a restaurant, so we always taste. But I couldn't be imagined married to somebody who was so uptight about not wanting to drink, and I wanted to have a drink, a glass of wine, or to open a bottle to celebrate, and you didn't want. Or we go out to dinner, and I had to like spend my life with somebody who didn't have the same values as me. And the neat thing about that, when we met 26 years ago,
We knew nothing.
we knew nothing about ourselves.
We didn't even know who we were
And it's great that we've been able to like meander this path
together.
and actually stay together. Be like, okay, we're both going to be vegetarians. We both value this in health. We both want to do this for our kids. We both want to do this. We both like to cycle. We both like, and you just started cycling really 3 years ago. We both like to run. I started running years before you, but now we both run. We like to hike. We both like outdoors. We both like this. We don't like to fish. We don't like to go hunting. There's certain things, and I
don't like to go camping.
You don't like to go camping. I don't really like to go camping either. You like to go to Broadway plays, and I'm not a huge fan of Broadway plays.
No.
But I would go, and I said I would go
You
tomorrow.
fall asleep, it's not worth it.
The last two, I fell asleep during Stomp.
Yeah, no, not worth it.
Yeah.
And Stomp is loud.
Stomp is loud. Stomp is very,
Yeah,
very
I fall
loud.
asleep.
So even though we're so aligned in a lot of things, there's certain things that we aren't aligned in. And honestly, if you said to me, I want to go with a friend to a play tomorrow, I'd say, go have a great time. Go for it. Go do it. Because I think as much as we're alike, I still think we need things to be a little different.
Of course.
You know, I appreciate the things that we are alike, and I value our similarities.
Yes.
I really do. And I really appreciate it. That's why for me, tomorrow on our anniversary, 30-mile bike ride, lunch, I'd be totally fine with that. Or just going up on the mountain and hiking with you and just spending the day with you, because that to me, I value that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you now and here and today. And we see so many couples that break up, and then like 3 months later, a year later, one person wants to get back with another one. And unfortunately, one person has new goals, new aspirations, has a new relationship, and it's just like you screwed up when you were there in the moment with that person because you were being selfish.
Or
Stubborn. Or being overbearing, or being jealous, or being possessive, or being very, very, very stubborn, or just reacting to everything and not appreciating. I have a lot of faults. I have a ton of faults, and you have a ton of faults, and it's just like...
I have 0 faults.
Okay, I have more faults than you. And this is just the people that we are. And okay, you know, I couldn't imagine...
And right now, you're just rambling on and on.
You know, like, you're tired.
I'm exhausted.
You're tired. Okay, so... That's it. Happy anniversary,
Happy
honey.
anniversary.
And I just thought it was cool that we could share that we were in this exact place 18 years ago, not knowing that our destiny was to own this restaurant, turn this into a restaurant, own it, and be here 18 years later with a 13-year-old business. We had no
idea.
Yeah, that was no idea. So yeah, that's it. Happy anniversary, honey.
Love you.
Love you too.